Roberts. It's high noon in the Rocky Mountain West. It's time to talk real estate with Joe Clement.
Call in and ask a great investment question.
I-25 Radio presents
Real estate's my game.
I-25 Real Estate, presented by RE/MAX Property. And now, here's your host, Joe Clement.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Real Estate on I-25 Talk Radio, normally with Joe Clement. Joe Clement, broker-owner of RE/MAX Properties and realtor extraordinaire, is taking a well-deserved day off to be with his family. I am Amy Lassen. I'm your host this week, and to my right is Jeremy Wienia. Jeremy, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Of course, it's my pleasure. Love it.
Good. So glad to have you here. We are on KCBR 1040 AM and 98.5 FM. If you want to tune in online, you can go to www.i25talk.co. The Real Estate Show on I-25 Talk is sponsored by RE/MAX Properties. RE/MAX Properties has 4 convenient locations, and we are very proud of that fact. You can visit us in the south part of town at 2630 Tenderfoot Hill Street, or come to our wonderful downtown office at 102 South Tejon, which is where we are right now, on the corner of Colorado and Tejon. The north office, we colloquially call it, is near the Chapel Hills Mall at 1740 Chapel Hills Drive, and we have an office in Monument at 1761 Lake Woodmore Drive. Very easy to access. You can get your nails done, get a margarita right there in the little strip mall off Lake Woodmore Drive. Fantastic.
Right. Easy to get to. Just drop right off the interstate and you're practically
right there. We have every real estate service you can imagine at our offices. We have title services. We have mortgage services. You want to just pop in and look at homes real quick. You want to get pre-qualified for a loan. Call any of our locations with one convenient number, 540-HOME, H-O-M-E, 540-HOME. That's 4663. Do people still use their phones and dial by name, by word? My grandmother did that. She had all of her numbers memorized as they were words. And
it's on my phone. I occasionally do it, but no, I'd rather have the number.
Yeah. All right, 540-4663, which does spell home. Please check us out. You're welcome to check out our beautiful website and look at all the homes available in the Pikes Peak region for sale at homescolorado.com. www.homescolorado.com.
So I just program it in. That's how everybody does it now. I don't even know my mom's phone number.
Good
you just
point.
Push dial.
Just say go.
Just say go. We'll program it in.
How many people trust Siri, though? I asked Siri to call somebody the other day, and I got the wrong person, so I need to be careful about that.
Maybe you didn't speak. I don't know. Maybe Siri was off that day.
Sometimes I argue with Siri. Depends on how stressful a day it's been.
My children love asking Siri odd questions.
Yeah.
It's like a hobby. But she's not doing as well. They seem to have taken some of Siri's excitement away.
They're dropping off their programming
she doesn't say as cool as stuff
on
as she
Siri's
used to.
sarcasm.
It seems.
Well, I am excited, Jeremy, that you are here, and also that you and I get to talk to Donnis Martin of Partners in Housing. She'll be our guest in a little while.
I can't wait for that.
Super excited to have Partners in Housing on the show. We have had them on the show before. Partners in Housing has an incredible mission in our community to help people leave homelessness and find all different sorts of transitional housing. There are home purchase options. There's all kinds of options for people. That starts with Partners in Housing.
And it's a complex enough issue that obviously we can't cover it all in one show, so they get more.
That's right. We get more. And I'm going to bring it up again, but know that we are doing a housewares drive at all of our offices. So any of the 4 offices we have, if you have new or gently used kitchenwares that you would be willing to donate to Partners in Housing, please stop by any of our 4 locations. And Donnis can speak to it when she's here. They have other drop-off locations as well, but I don't know what those are. You can go to any of the 4 RE/MAX Properties locations and drop off those housewares, and that would be much appreciated.
Please come down. The box is not as full as it could be.
That's true.
We could handle more.
That's true. That's a very good point. We can, and we can get another box.
We can get another box. We'll fill more than one if we need to, and that's what we're shooting for.
Yeah. Now, Jeremy, before you and I went on, we were talking about the difference between our marketplace and the Denver marketplace, and in some ways it seems dramatic, and the people listening may not know because they're not in our profession. You know, they buy a house. They don't show numerous the way we do and help a lot
of... A house every 7 years or 10 years old in their whole life.
Right. I have friends who work and sell in the Denver area, and they're saying that it's crazy. I have an agent friend who she's shown this one guy 30 homes. She's written 10 offers.
Wow.
He has not yet bought anything.
Yeah.
He's being outbid on every single one.
Every single one.
And we are not that crazy here, but you and I were looking at the numbers going back to 2005, 2006, and we're getting up there. The values are creeping back.
Yeah. Now, I will admit I work in a lower price point generally. I'm pretty much below 300 with almost all my buyers. Everything I'm running big time comps on
Right.
to figure out price point. Almost exclusively below 300 seems
Well,
to
let's
just
be
my
fair to our
niche.
listeing audience. That's 70% of everything that's selling anyway.
Exactly.
So
that
you're
is where
speaking-
stuff's moving. So I'm very happy with that because I'm selling the stuff that's actually selling. I mean,
Yeah.
my listings, you put them on in the right priced right, and my last 2 listings under contract in a day, 2
Yeah.
days. I mean, coupled with people wanting to get in the battle but missing it by
Yeah.
a day. It is very fast here. So all the comps I'm running, we're close, if not right at before the bubble burst. Now, we looked at the stats, which you could speak to, as far as our average is not as high as it was. But again, I think that's because the high end's not moving yet, at least where we are. Now, Denver might be a completely different story,
Yeah.
but our high end is still
I think
brutally
you're
slow.
making a really valid point, and I hope the people listening understand the difference. Or what does average actually mean, right? Because when we started seeing our average price point go up, we could say, "Oh, look, it's up 3%." Did that mean every single house went up 3%? Absolutely not. It could easily be skewed by however many higher priced homes we're now selling. Period. And so that does skew our average. You're right.
Yeah, I think our, again, I don't have the data for this. It's just my own experience, and I'm doing this every day, is I would say below 300, we are very much back to
We're getting close.
to the, pre-recession pricing or awfully close. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a couple of exceptions, but I think I could even find you a couple that are above, to tell you the truth.
We may have our work cut out for us this week and
May do some data
doing a little.
crunching.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun. Figure this out, because what Jeremy and I were talking about doing was maybe analyzing that 500 to 750, that 750 to $1 million and $1 million plus that Joe likes to track every week, and figure out what were the percentages back at the peak of the market, right?
Yeah.
How many houses above 500 were selling back then as a percentage of our total?
I think significantly higher than
Yeah.
now. Again, not my market niche, but
Yeah.
it's what I keep hearing.
Okay, see, something to look forward to. We're gonna figure this out, and we're gonna get back to you on that one.
But yeah, if you're in the 200 to 300 range and you want to sell a house, you're thinking about it, it is the time. And they just fly away as long as you're willing to do the things your good quality realtor tells you to do. If we say you need to do a little touch-up painting, you need to fix this, we need to price it here, I am blown away. I'm even a couple of times been saying, well, I'm going to push the price point a little bit. Let's go a little bit higher
Right.
than what the data tells me
Right.
we can go. And we're still going on a contract in 2 and 3 days if it's done well.
If it's reasonable, yeah.
Absolutely. So, which tells me we're up still, and I don't see that changing in the short term at all.
Yeah, no, it doesn't seem like there's anything to indicate that it would slack.
Nothing to indicate that. A little bit of worry about interest
Sure.
rate, but with the Fed taking the time off, or well, I shouldn't say the time off, but things just got behind schedule with the changeover. And the QE quantitative easing, it slowed down.
Sure.
The time frame, we expected to be at a different place than we are. So I would say it's a good 3 months behind. So beginning of the year, everything said third quarter-ish, we're going to see rates go up.
Yeah.
May not be the case because I think we're a good 3 months behind. So now it might be the end of the year.
Interesting.
Kind of a situation. And I still don't think that's going to have a giant effect. I think it's going to have a very, very mild effect. I don't think we're going way, way up anytime in the short term.
Right,
either.
right. So what are we? All things are relative. What are we
Yeah.
talking about here? When it was, I think 2 weeks ago that Joe saw in the newspaper that it said that the rate had jumped from 4.40 to 4.41, and we were teasing about how that's not even an actual number.
I mean, who tracks that? I mean, everything.
There
you
is
get
no
under-
one rate anyway.
Yeah, you're like a quarter or an eighth or
Yeah.
or bare minimum.
Right.
In a rate change that you will actually see in real life.
Yeah.
That's just the average of the average kind of situation.
Right, and we're still below 5. And those who have been in real estate longer than you or me talk about a time when you were looking at 13, 18% mortgage. So I think if we're under 6 or 7%, it's still pretty happy money.
Oh yeah, I'm not terribly old. I bought my first house when all the designer loans, as they now call them. When I was there, it was the normal loan. You got an 80-20, so you didn't pay mortgage insurance, 80% first, 20% second.
Me too.
And my first was at 6, and my second was at 8, and it was amazing. Everyone was amazed at that rate that I got. Now, if I got a 6 and an 8, I'd be grumpy.
That's right.
It's
all things are relative. Yeah. So I think the thing that our listeners need to keep in mind, both our buyers and our sellers, is though that if the rate did jump, say, a whole half a point, that half point does ding your monthly payment a little bit. It dings your buying power.
The sort of standard to go by that I've been told by numerous people is for every 1% increase in interest rate, you lose about a little better than 10% of your purchasing power. It can even go 20 depending on how high up you are. But
oh my goodness,
you got 10% of your buying power. So at 10% on a $200,000 house, your rate goes from a 4 to a 5. You only are buying a $180,000 house now.
Right. So whether or not we are getting close to pre-recession levels, it's still a great time to buy. Lock in the rate now. Get that payment where you want it. We have come back in a gradual fashion. This hasn't been a hysterical boom in any way.
And we didn't go down in a hysterical
That's true.
drop
we
either.
didn't crash.
We are a very solid market.
Yeah.
I mean, as Greg Rand likes to put it, we're blue chip.
Yep.
We're just constantly solid.
Yeah.
And when things went down, we didn't go flaming into the bottom of the barrel. It was just a little gradual slide down and then a gradual climb out.
That's right. We are not Las Vegas. Thank heavens.
Thank heaven. And we're not even Denver or Boise or Phoenix or anywhere in Florida you can think of.
Yeah. Well, we need to be careful mouthing off about things that we don't have expertise in, which is loans and lending.
Sure.
So if you're interested in getting today's rates, finding out what you would qualify to borrow, if there are any great programs, and there are phenomenal programs right now. I know one of our actual staff at RE/MAX Properties heard about a loan program on this show and is becoming a first-time home buyer because she listened into Debbie Haven's show right here.
And congratulations to her. I know she's very excited.
We've heard about it. Yeah, we have heard how excited she is. And that's what we want everybody to have that experience. So call 540-4663 and ask to speak to someone at Academy Mortgage if you want to find out more about what your options might be, because there really are wonderful options.
Amazing stuff right now.
Yeah. This is Real Estate on I-25 Talk. We are going to take a break, and we will be right back. And we are back. This is Real Estate on I-25 Talk Radio, normally with Joe Clement, but Joe is off today. I am Amy Lassen with RE/MAX Properties, here with Jeremy Wienia. Thanks you so much for being here, Jeremy.
Thanks for having me.
I love it when you're on the show. Our guest today is Donnis Martin of Partners in Housing, and I am so excited, Donnis, to have you here. This is the third time that we've featured Partners in Housing on our show, and I'm really excited about the special mission that you guys have. Can you please tell our listeners exactly what is it that Partners in Housing does?
Well, thank you for having us back,
Oh,
Amy.
I'm
We are
excited.
so delighted to
Good.
be here. We have been in the community for 23 years,
Wow.
and we are serving homeless families,
Okay.
giving them a hand up to get their lives turned around so they're never homeless again.
Yeah.
So our mission is 2 parts. We provide housing, and then we provide a self-sufficiency program, and they have to do the self-sufficiency program to stay in the housing.
Okay.
And it's phenomenal. It's a phenomenal opportunity in our community for us to change the lives of families.
That is, and so there's qualifying to be admitted to the program.
Of course.
Right?
Yep.
And then
Background
there's
checks,
things-
all kinds of things.
And things to stay in the program as well.
Yes. They're reviewed quarterly to see if their plan they developed with their caseworker, if they're doing what they need to do. And then they're allowed to stay in the housing as long as they're doing what they're supposed to. And it could includes working and or going to school, attending life skills classes, keeping their homes up, and it's a complete package for each family, depending
Wow.
on what that family's
So
needs
it's suited to the individual
Yes.
need. And how many people do you have in the program at any given time?
Well, we have 65 housing units throughout Colorado Springs, so we can have 65 families at any given time. And we try to keep them full at all times.
Yeah.
So at any given time, that's what we've got.
Now, you're saying you try to keep them full. Is getting the word out difficult, or is
Oh,
it
no.
pretty, okay?
There's more than enough people applying, but it takes a little time sometimes to turn things around from when someone moves out to someone moving in, and we try to get those turned just as quickly as we can so that they are full at all times.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. And is it a 1-year program?
Well, yes, and we just changed that last year. For 21 years, we advertised that it was a 2-year program, and our success rate ran 65 to 70%. We were all pretty proud of that.
Yeah.
But our program committee, which is made up of some of our graduates from our program, and our family services director, Brenda Pyatt, they said, we think people would do better if we would say it's a 1-year program, and you can stay for additional months, up to 2 years, if you're doing what you need to do. Well, that has been phenomenal.
Oh, wow.
Because in our first year, our success rate jumped to 78% last year.
Oh, my goodness.
And this year we're on track for an 80% success rate. And so I think it's just because, I don't know about you guys, but if somebody tells me I've got 2 months to do something, I usually wait 18 months to start it.
That's my wife. I'm the world's greatest procrastinator. I can do everything on the very last day if necessary.
So, someone instead of saying, I can wait till next semester to sign up for school. I got all the information, but I can wait till next semester. They can't wait another semester. They have to get in there, and it has really proven successful, and we're just excited about that because it provides opportunities to serve more families.
Yeah.
And help make a difference in more lives.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah. So we're excited about that.
That is really great. We were trying to present some of these types of numbers last year at the holiday time when our brokerage wanted to be a big sponsor of what you guys do. And so I was trying to get numbers together and trying to really impress our huge number of agents with the work that you guys do. And so I'm trying to remember, it's something about the percentage of people in your program who are actually children.
Yes.
There were some interesting numbers in there.
60% of who we serve year after year are children.
Wow.
And that's, people will say, does that mean that's kids that are homeless and don't have anywhere else to go? Well, that's urban peak, older
correct.
Teenagers,
not independent children.
These are children who are living in families. So 60% on a regular basis.
Right.
Last year we had about 700 people applying. We served 139 families.
Wow.
So the need is out there.
Yeah.
And it's continuing to grow.
Yeah. So are you guys looking to grow, or is this the size of an program that you can run?
Well, we want to grow.
Okay.
Because we actually have 2 programs. We have our transitional housing program, which serves our homeless families, 65 of those. We would like to get more of those. We have a property committee of people that are out looking and watching for us. But we also own 114, own or co-own with others like Grescio Housing, Rocky Mountain Community Land Trust, of 114 units that are affordable housing units, of which there's a great need for in this community too. It's just the step
absolutely.
up. When people leave our program, many times they go into affordable housing because that's the next step. And so the folks that have been leaders of Partners in Housing for many years, I think they were very foresightful in doing that because we actually make money on those units that are affordable housing. And so that is money that can come back in and help run our program. So we have both of those, and we want to grow those. We want to be able to serve more in our community. So we're always looking at avenues for doing that.
That's super awesome because you're helping people, and yet they're helping other people in their same situation, doubling up on that same dollar.
And it's amazing because where in my job as community outreach and volunteer manager, and all of the in-kind and all the donations that come in, they come in through me. And we are getting more and more people who will have been giving to us for a while, and I'll call and talk to them and thank them, and they'll say, well, Donnis, I'm doing this because I used to be in your program. Wow. And I want to give back now. Just met a young lady this week who works at Pikes Peak Community College, and she wants to get back in, be a speaker for us. So it's really awesome when folks that are in our program who are homeless and get their lives turned around want to come back and give back to the community.
I think
Isn't that awesome?
That's most people's favorite way to give. I've found you give to the thing that gave to you.
Yes.
Treasure Davis, Ronald McDonald House.
Absolutely.
All of those, yeah.
Everybody that coaches little kids, the sport gave them something, they're giving something back.
Yes.
Your program gave them something, they want to give back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to go back because you mentioned your support during the holidays.
Oh, sure.
For you guys to do that, all of the offices, all of the agents that gave gift cards, which went to our families, we gave out $6,000 in gift cards so they could create their own holidays. That's part of self-sufficiency, not giving them stuff,
Right.
but giving them an avenue to provide a holiday that it has their traditions and their family background in it was phenomenal. And I think we received over $3,000 just from you folks.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear it.
It was just a huge, awesome thing, and we hope we can continue that partnership.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
I hope our agents are listening. And not that the adopt a family type programs aren't wonderful also, but I appreciate what you're saying about they have the freedom to make their own Christmas.
Yes.
When we, decide we're getting a posse of us together, we're going to adopt a family, 2 families, and we run to the store and we just start buying things hoping it's appropriate.
The things that we like, maybe not the things
Sure.
that they like.
It's well intentioned, but
Yes.
I love the work that you guys do in just empowering them to step forward.
I love that too. And we used to have the adopt a family concept. We decided we needed to do something differently when some family got together, and I don't know if it was a gently used or what it was, but it was like an Xbox concept kind of thing that went to a family that had no TV.
That is a really sad example.
Yeah, so TV is not a priority,
Sure.
for families. So
Well,
this
that's great
has
that
worked
it's
out.
not.
Yes.
Yeah, well,
It's wonderful that it's not.
Exactly.
I see a lot of families where it is a priority above other things it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Well, then let's quickly, and I would like to repeat this numerous times while you're on the air here, let's talk about the housewares drive that we have right now.
Yes, we are doing a spring cleaning for a great cause, for Partners in
Yay!
Housing for our families. And most of our families come to us with nothing but their backpacks or their suitcases.
Wow, yeah.
And so there's a number of items that we do drives for, but one that we have not done before, but that we are always short on, is cookware and bakeware.
Okay.
So when they come in, they get a unit that's empty. So they need dishes, silverware, pots and pans, dressers are a wonderful thing too. But we never have enough pots, pans, skillets, and bakeware.
Wow.
So that's what we're doing the drive for right now, is new or gently used cookware that would be in the donation room. We call it our turnaround room because this is a turnaround program.
That's great.
And so they can go and shop, and they can take what they need for their family size. So they folks can drop off items at any of the RE/MAX offices, and that's the one at 2630 Tenderfoot Hill Street.
Yep.
And I think that's up in Chapel Hills by where I used to live, isn't it?
The 2630
That's
is
down
right behind Macaroni Grill.
Oh, Macaroni Grill.
Yeah.
That's right, on the south end.
Yes, that's right.
The one that was close to where I used to live is at 1740 Chapel Hills Drive.
That's right by the mall. Super convenient.
Right here where we are in this office at 102 South Tejon Street. I
Yep.
gotta look out there. I didn't see our box.
I wonder,
And
did it get moved? Jeremy's
right there.
pointing.
Is it there? I probably forgot to look for it. And at 1761 Lake Woodmore Drive, and I think that's in Monument.
It is.
And we have a couple of volunteer ladies who took the boxes out. We've got receipts at the offices so people can get receipts for their donations. And our volunteers will pick them up and bring them back to the office.
So it sounds like you can use other things that aren't just housewares. Furniture, I mean, I'm assuming you want it to be, doesn't have to be new, but it has to be
Gently
relatively good shape.
taken care of.
For us as realtors, I mean, I have tons of clients all the time that, they move out of town, they leave stuff to stage it. What
Yep.
do I do with that stuff? And
Call
sometimes
us.
it's super nice stuff, and they just, they live in Korea now,
Yes.
and they don't need that stuff.
Yep, call us.
So what is your number at Partners
My
in Housing?
number is 325-5830, and that's directly to my office. So
Okay, I hope
will take
Reagan
those
can
calls.
post that on our Facebook.
Yeah, I would love
So what we can do right now to make this very easy is everyone who has pots and pans and bakeware that they want to donate, they can drop off at any of our 4 RE/MAX Properties locations. But if they wanted to make a cash donation to the work that you do, furniture, other types of things, they can call you. What is the number again?
It is 325-5830. I'd love to visit with anyone.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
What about volunteers? Do you have any need of volunteers?
All the time.
Wow.
Right now we're looking. There's a program, and it's called Job to Job, and it's a computerized program that we're all lined up and ready to do. But we need a volunteer that could come in a couple of days a week, and maybe someone an evening. It doesn't have to be the same person. that would be there to help our families do this program. I'm looking for someone.
And what skills does that person need?
I think just some computer skills, and there's some training around the program. It's not going to be a big thing, I don't think, but they need someone that could be there, be trained from the perspective of partners in housing and what they need to help them with. So that is a biggie that we're looking for right now.
And so your volunteers, what sort of time commitment do you look for?
I look for whatever you have available. Okay. You could go on our website, partnersinhousing.org, and there's a list of volunteer opportunities. But what I always say to folks is, what's your passion? What's your hobby? What are you good at? Because I had a gentleman that came in and he said, Donnis, I've been dealing with my mom and getting her put into a nursing home facility, assisted living, and that something that folks out there need is a way to know where they could give their donations if they have to downsize their parents' home.
Right.
So,
great idea.
So we've worked together. He's created a flyer. He's going out and visiting all of these facilities in town and asking to put our flyer in the information packet to families that are considering.
I was just thinking of estate sales.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would never
that's
have thought
a
of
big
that.
deal with real estate. Someone passes away, they have the estate sale, they sell everything off crazy cheap. I mean, the children or the caretaker or the ward of this, for the estate, they could give it to you guys versus some of it just literally going for
pennies.
Practically nothing.
Yeah.
Yep.
That would be great.
So,
okay, so I want that flyer too. We can put that on our Facebook and on our website. That'd
I will
be great.
email that to you. So, I wouldn't have thought of that. He's the one that came in and said, here's something that I've been dealing with. I'm passionate about it. Would it work? So that list that's on the website is a starter. So we'll look at whatever anyone has to offer. But some of the regulars that we look for all the time is folks who would like to work with kids for about an hour once or twice a month on a Thursday evening in our Child Enrichment Center. Because that's when the parents are required to attend life skills classes.
Okay.
So we have a Child Enrichment Center, and I think that if every kid had an adult that could spend special time just with that child, whether it was working with them with homework, reading to them, playing a game, that's special stuff for those kids too. So we look for folks to work in there. That turnaround donation room, it's totally run by volunteers. We have a retired firefighter who goes out and picks up furniture donations in the community with a donated truck with a lift gate we got. He brings that in. Our families go shopping in that warehouse, and then he takes them back out and delivers them to them. But that's where we really need a volunteer or two. We don't have other guys to help him lift furniture and get it picked up and get it delivered. So we are looking for a couple of guys that would be able to work on a regular basis.
Another outside thought: do you require the people that are living in the homes to do the maintenance? Do you teach them to do it? Does someone else do the maintenance for you? I mean, you have 65 units. That's a lot of maintenance.
Yeah, we have 30 at what used to be the Embers Motel.
Okay.
Let's see, the Embers Restaurant and the Newport Hotel, the corner of Colorado and Wasatch. For us oldies, anyone listening, they'll remember that place. But we have that we call our Colorado House, and it's where we do our life skills training. We have a computer lab. That's where the Child Enrichment Center is, and we have 30 units in that one building. The other 35 are all throughout the community, and we have one guy that oversees that with help.
Wow.
Yes, I bet he's drowning in.
He's pretty busy.
Yeah.
So we have volunteer groups that come and do the yard work and keep the yards up, and we ask them to do what they can, but many times they're learning for the first time how to take care of a home.
Sure, that was my thought.
And we have folks who do life skills, teaching house cleaning skills, which I could use as well, and organizational skills.
My wife's going to sign me up for that.
Yeah. I got to get in there the next time for sure.
What do you cover in life skills?
Well, our focus is on financial literacy because credit scores, backgrounds, things like that, and knowing how to budget is a lot of the issue for people who are homeless. They've never, many of them have never learned how to budget or how to track where their money goes, those kinds of things. So they're required to attend like the Dave Ramsey course and Pathways to Prosperity. Additional to that, we have budget counselors who are volunteers that work one-on-one with our families. So they come in every month and they're required to pay rent because that's learning to be self-sufficient. Even if when they first come and it's a percentage of whatever their income is and it's only $10 a month, they have to pay that.
Right.
Then they go and they see a budget counselor who says, okay, so your income was $300 this month plus food stamps, okay? And of course they get waivers for number of children, utilities, and some things like that to help them. But then they paid that $10, but then they meet with a budget counselor who looks at them and says, okay, so you had a total of $300 this month plus your food stamps. What did you spend that $300 on? And teaching them how to track where it went so they can learn how to budget where it should go. So there's both sides of that. It's the classes plus the individual coaching and helping. And we got phenomenal volunteers that do that. One is Bill Stanley, and he's the money coach on Channel 21, and he just received national recognition for the work he's doing to help people. So
that's wonderful.
We're excited he's part of that. Then additionally, we teach classes on, it could be on parenting skills, could be on resume writing and interviewing if they're needing jobs. Of course, those organizational housekeeping skills, that's a new one. We're just getting going, and we're excited about that. But, and almost all of our life skills classes are taught by volunteers. So it's usually someone coming in and saying, well, my background is thus and so.
Sure.
And would you have a place that maybe I could come in and teach class? And then they meet with Dovey, who's our program manager, and they kind of work together and develop a plan for how that could fit into our program to help our families. So the big push is the financial literacy, and then we do others as we can see that they need within their family.
There's such a huge need for that. I mean, just in the normal, everyday being a realtor circle, I see people every day that really don't know how to budget. They don't know how their money works. They don't know how credit scores work. They don't know how interest rates work.
Exactly.
You only learn what you are taught by your family as a general rule, and sometimes your family didn't know either, and it's not their fault. It has nothing to do with that. It's just you learn what you see, and what you see is different than what someone else sees, and you generally don't see all the things I just mentioned. They're not part of your life. Even as you grow up, it's not the things your parents talk about to you, so you have to figure it out somehow. And sometimes it's trial and error, and sometimes it's a good realtor that says, well, here's how your credit score works, and here's how we fix it, or a lender. Here's how you need to save this much, and here's a good way to do it. I mean, we see this stuff every day, and you're giving them a leg up on the general population in some respects, I would say.
Absolutely.
That's fantastic. Well, how much... I'm director of education at RE/MAX Properties, and so I know when I take a new realtor how many things I want to teach them, and it's hard to squeeze it all in the amount of time allotted. What kind of time are they spending in the classroom? I mean, this is a lot of stuff.
It's a lot of stuff, and I think they've got a couple of different tracks for the life skills. So people who've been in for a few months might have certain classes that they take, and then those that have been longer, and if they are there for on into the second year, it might be different classes. But they have the classes, I think it's 2 Thursdays a month in the evening. And then like the Pathways to Prosperity and the Dave Ramsey courses are additional and are held in other arenas. So I can't answer that question specifically, but we provide lots of opportunities. And with as few employees as we have, I think we have 20, some of those are part-time, that we look for other resources in the community. So like if the Dave Ramsey class is being held in some other avenue, we don't use our resources for that we're trying to be good stewards of everything that we have, whether it's talent, dollars, or whatever. So there might be other classes on parenting skills in another place. That's where we would require them to go and attend the classes. So we really partner with lots of organizations in the community to make all of this really change the lives of our families.
We should have known this before. I could have really helped you out. Not me, but I know people that were doing those types of classes, and they were completely disappointed in how many people showed up.
Well, now that you know us and they come up, you need to just let us
start
know.
today.
Yeah.
We'll move forward.
Yeah.
So I wanted to go back a little bit to when we were talking about acquiring new properties. I mean, that's obviously what we do, right? We help people buy and sell real estate. And before you came on, Jeremy and I were talking about how the values have really come back, which is probably music to our homeowners' ears, not necessarily our buyers, our first-time home buyers. And then for a charity that focuses on providing affordable housing, that's not necessarily a gift either. Are you guys having difficulty getting some opportunities in this market to buy more properties?
Well, I'm not a part of that property committee, so I can't answer this straightforward to give you correct information there. But what I can tell you is that of those 65 homes that are transitional housing, we owe no mortgages on any of those.
Oh, that's phenomenal.
Because they have either been donated to us or we've acquired them through home funds with the city, or 3 of our houses were donated by CC when they built the dorms.
Wow.
And they were moved. So we've gotten them in all different kinds of ways, and I think when the market did drop, not this last time, but before that, there's one really cute little house that we have on the property and everything that I think we got the whole thing for $15,000. So, they've been
what year was that?
I don't know. I've only heard the story. So we owe no mortgages, which when people make a donation, it's going to support the program and support the families in the program, which is another piece of what I love so much about what I do.
Yeah, that's terrific. I love that. Alrighty, it's time for us to take a break, but when we come back, Jeremy reminded me, I have to make sure to tell everybody when we come back, we're going to talk about the ways that everyone can reach us, reach you, find our 4 offices, and make a contribution to the kitchenwares, housewares donation drive that we're doing right now. Please, please, please make it a big splash. Christmas is not the only time that people need support. So please.
Sounds like they could use a volunteer for almost anything.
Absolutely. So stay tuned and come back. This is Real Estate on I-25 Talk Radio on KCBR 1040 AM and 98.5 FM. We will be right back. And we are back. This is Real Estate on I-25 Talk Radio. Joe Clement is taking a day off. I am Amy Lassen with RE/MAX Properties. With me is Jeremy Wienia. Thank you so much, Jeremy.
Again, thanks for having me.
All right, good. We're going to do this, baby.
Keep
and our guest is Donnis Martin from Partners in Housing. I'm so glad you're here so that we can talk about spring cleaning for a great cause. So I want to focus on that, the fact that spring cleaning can be the way to get this done. We don't all have to run out to Kohl's this afternoon.
That's correct.
And buy something new. It's possible that each of us has something, and not crappy. We all have crappy pans. Yeah. I have bad ones. I'm not donating those, right?
I'm not bringing any of mine in.
No. So what? Gently used. Please gently used or new. We've also all had things given to us that maybe we didn't use.
And
right?
we just push them to the back.
Yep, that oversized crock pot we got and never ever used it. So we were talking about the things that are particularly useful, like crock pots.
Crock pots, and it's not been listed, but it is such a huge need, particularly at our Colorado House location, because those are efficiency apartments.
Okay.
We are always looking for crock pots for families. What they have is a refrigerator and a microwave. So we look for crock pots for them so that they can cook meals in their room.
Right.
Now, we have a kitchen there, and we have Jeff and Melissa of Common Cause Catering who rent our kitchen, but they also provide meals 3 nights a week for our families.
Oh, my goodness.
That's awesome.
So there are meals served there, but on the nights that no one is there to serve the meals, it would be awesome for our folks to have things like crock pots or a rice cooker, something like that.
And on their path to independence, they need to learn to cook. A microwave is not an education enough.
What about flat griddles? They're okay with that kind of stuff too?
I think so, but I'm not sure about that because of fire hazards.
Sure, that was my concern.
We have to watch for that.
A little trickier.
Yeah. But for those that are not efficiency apartments, that would totally work.
It would
so if you
totally
have
work.
some of those unique housewares items, like griddles, we all have them, waffle irons that you never use, cool things like that, those are definitely an option. So do your spring cleaning, dig deep, go to the back. And what other types of items might people look for in their cupboards that they forgot they had that would be a great donation?
Are you thinking of just kitchen items, or are you thinking for me to think even
you
broader?
name it.
Let's
You name
broaden it
We'll
out.
figure
That's
it out.
fine.
Well, if you're doing your spring cleaning and you're going to buy all new towels,
Ooh.
we really work to have a new towel and washcloth for every family that comes in.
Okay.
So it doesn't have to be new, but gently used. Sometimes you're just changing the colors in your bathroom, and they're
Sure.
perfectly fine.
So my beach towels are a no. The little shaggy ones that are all dog-eared. No,
Yeah,
not
but the
those.
beach towels where we don't live near a beach and you've never used, we will take.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
I guess I meant my worn-out towels that I use for the beach.
Somehow at my house, I don't know if it's me or the small children, but it's the towel that looks perfect, except for somehow it got bleach on it.
Yes.
What is that?
I don't know how that
What
happens.
is that?
It's magic. But
And do you know what? If you don't have a towel, that towel that had a little bit of bleach on it would be just fine.
Okay.
Truly.
Okay.
You know. So we do drives for towels and washcloths. We have a family that donates new pillows so that every family member coming into our program gets a new pillow.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Isn't that awesome?
That is
Yes.
awesome.
So today we're leasing in 2 families, and they had the grocery carts with the welcome basket with all of the cleaning supplies and laundry soap and pillows. Just awesome. So we do pillows too, but we have a family that provides those. Other things that our families need, you cannot get with food stamps, and that they all need huge, is laundry soap.
Oh, wow.
You can't get laundry soap with food stamps.
interesting.
And in our community, I've learned that there's lots of free clothes.
Lots.
Lots of free. You can get clothes if you need clothes.
Okay.
But you can't get the laundry soap to wash your clothes. So we do drive. So when those folks come in and pay their rent, see their budget counselor, go to the turnaround room and get what they need, we try to always have toilet paper, laundry soap, paper towels, cleaning supplies, dish soap, things that you cannot get with food stamps.
Sure. Well, I'm trying to decide whether I should encourage everyone listening to bring their soap to the Remax Properties office. I don't know. It'd make it pretty flowery smelling in the lobby.
Yeah, we might have to put it in a storage closet or something.
But if you're going to Costco this weekend, consider
Perfect.
buying, some appliances, those small, like a crock pot, a nice pan,
Yes.
maybe a large thing of laundry soap.
Well, I'll tell you the size that works the best, because
Oh.
we've got all different sizes of families, is
Okay.
the 32 load size.
Okay, good to know.
And even at the dollar stores, you can get those for $1.
That's true.
Oh, yeah.
So we try to have those. So, and if they've got a large family, of course, they can get 2 of them. But it's better to do that than to give a family of 2 a 64 load one
huge-
and then not
yeah.
have something for another one. So those 32 load sizes are just perfect.
Those are the ones.
Yeah.
Okay, good. What else then? What are the special needs that you have? As long as we're on this topic, it's Friday, baby. We're going to go shopping.
Oh
go.
boy. Oh boy. So I got to put on my thinking cap.
We're working you too hard. We're sorry.
Well, let's put on
No.
the phone number, because really,
Okay.
for a lot of these donations, we were talking about estate sales and transitioning and moving, and we all have things that we don't need anymore. Maybe we're downsizing, or I'm looking the empty nest. It's coming my way. What do we do with the gently used furniture? We can call you, right?
You can call us.
Okay.
And we are, I think, probably one of the only organizations in the city that accepts beds.
Oh, wow.
Now, of course, we got Roy, retired firefighter, so he knows
Sure.
to look for clean.
Okay.
We don't accept anything that's stained that we wouldn't sleep on.
Sure.
And he looks for those bed bugs. We all know that's an issue kind of thing in our all communities.
Yeah.
Yeah, not too bad in ours
Yeah.
compared to a lot of places.
Yeah, for sure. But we do not accept king-size beds, but we will twin-size, full-size, queen-size. We will accept those.
Okay.
Wow.
And I'll tell you something we never have enough of are dressers.
Yeah, I
So
bet.
dressers. So sometimes we get totes for folks to put their things in because we
Wow.
don't have dressers. So if you've got dressers, we will take those.
Okay.
We seem to get a lot of sofas. So right now we don't need any more sofas.
Okay.
And chairs like for the living room. And we have all kinds of kitchen tables, but we have no chairs.
Oh.
So
Maybe
it's
the
just,
chairs break. Is
yeah.
that the problem?
Chairs
I don't
are
know.
out,
I don't know
tables
what
do
the
not.
yeah. I don't know what the deal is, but there's been other times when we've had the chairs and not the tables. Right now we have lots of tables and no chairs. Roy was just in and telling me about that yesterday.
So maybe we can put out a special appeal to someone out there who knows they would be gifted in repairing chairs. There's a lot of those kinds of chairs at the thrift store, and I never know whether to buy them or not because I know I'm not talented enough to shore them up. They're a little rickety.
Well, and if we had a volunteer that wanted to work in that warehouse to repair furniture, we're looking for someone that would keep it clean and organized and get rid of the stuff that's really not usable that we still get sometimes, and to repair furniture. That would be awesome. That would just be great.
So you could take volunteers for just about everything, like you were saying before. Just call with a passion.
Yep.
And let's see if there's a place for you.
Right. It sounds like anything that has to do with inside or outside, or anything to do with finance or life skills.
Yeah, we do it all. You know, and we're coming up now on yard work time. So about 35 of those properties have yards.
Yeah.
And well, we would like to say that they take care of their yards, but if they're a family, a single mom with her kids going to school working, she's not going to have time to do the yard work.
No.
So we look for work groups, and we have a number in the community that come out, and the organizations pay their employees to come out and give a day. So we're looking for groups that would be interested in doing yard work.
Ooh.
So,
I mean, I can absolutely see the need for that.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of these people don't have dressers. I mean, it's not like they're going to have, all the tools that go with yard work, because that takes a long time to get this stuff, or the ladders to get up on the roof and clean out the gutters, or the
we do
hoses
that.
and pressure washers to clean if you need to. I mean, that's
and we've got
lot
that
of dollars
equipment
and stuff.
Yeah, we've got that equipment. So when we get the volunteers, we've got a group coming out, I think from T. Rowe Price next Wednesday, to work at one of our properties, and they're going to power wash the front porch and pull the weeds and put fresh mulch down and trim the bushes. And
so what you're saying is we need to get a group of 10 and just go.
Get knock it out. Yeah.
I can make that happen.
Okay,
oh,
good.
that'd be awesome.
We could have work cut out for us this week, Jeremy.
Between
between now and next week's radio show, we got stuff to do.
Doing all this and selling all the houses.
Plus
and Amy's going to say, we can't invite Donnis back for a while now. We're kind of busy.
Well, and then this weekend is a big open house weekend, so it's just going to be a very, very busy weekend.
And that sleep is for sissies.
Well, let's make sure everybody knows all the different ways they can contact us. If you want to make a donation at any one of our RE/MAX Properties locations, and it's not any RE/MAX, just in case there's confusion, because there are a couple of RE/MAX offices that are not participating, but RE/MAX Properties, every single one of RE/MAX Properties offices is participating. The one on Tenderfoot Hill Street right behind Macaroni Grill, the one on the corner of Colorado and Tejon, the one right by the Chapel Hills Mall, and the one in Monument by Three Margaritas. Those four are all participating in the Housewares Drive. Please make donations there. And if they wanted to make other types of donations, how could they reach you?
They can call me at 325-5830 or email me. I'm Donnis at partnersinhousing.org.
Yeah,
that would be awesome.
Google it. Google Partners in Housing.
Google it. Check us out.
Yeah.
Look at our website.
And then, Reagan, I think we have been posting all the types of contact information you might need on our Facebook page. So what exactly is the name of our Facebook page? RE/MAX. Oh, now she's hesitating. See?
Too hard of questions. Too hard of questions.
Because have you guys ever had this experience to try to find something on Facebook and it's not exactly what you thought it was called? It's not the same as Googling
and you
it.
would think that Facebook could come up with it, but it can't.
It not the same as Googling it. No, it isn't. So RE/MAX Properties, Colorado Springs. RE/MAX Properties, Colorado Springs will get you to our Facebook page, and all the information is there if you want to reach Partners in Housing or us. Please do that. And how much time we got here? We have 1 minute. I am so excited
take some
that you came
time today
on.
and drop
When is
off
the end of
those-
the drive?
We are going through next Friday, May the 2nd. So, and the offices are open to accept your donations at the 4 locations that Amy just shared.
Yep.
And that will be from 9, I think, to 4 is what we posted.
Okay, that's fine.
So we would love to have whatever donations you can bring.
Yes.
And I can just about bet if we don't make it in the timeline, you'll still take it.
We'll take it. You just call
Forever
me,
and ever and
come
ever.
out to Partners in Housing, and we'll take it at our office, of course, anytime.
Absolutely. Please, please do it. Okay, Donnis, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks so much to
appreciate
both
it
of
very
you,
much.
Jeremy and Amy.
This is Real Estate on I-25 Talk Radio, sponsored by RE/MAX Properties with 4 locations here in Colorado Springs. You can check us out on homescolorado.com. Please tune in next week here to KCBR 1040 AM or 98.5 FM when I think we're going to talk about trails and open space. I'm super excited about our guest.
That'll be fun.
It's going to be really fun. Please, please do. Please make a donation to Partners in Housing and tune in next week.